Hi everyone, Morgan here. So I have a bit of an announcement. We moved to Alaska! So this might be a shock to many of you, especially at the time of making this video. There were many videos that were in the desert and now you're like, what? Well, you see, it's been a lifelong dream of mine to go to Alaska. And then when my husband and I met, it became a mutual dream. We both wanted to go to Alaska one day. You know, a lot of people put off their dreams, but we're not one of those people. You know, what we were planning on doing with full-time RVing was that we were going to find a place to homestead, and we had actually planned to go to Alaska. We were like, you know, we're gonna go to Alaska in the RV, all this other stuff, but then COVID hit and we decided to start our homestead in the desert. Well, an opportunity came to us and we decided to take it. We decided we're either going to build on the desert property or we were going to move to Alaska, because the opportunity came when we were like, well, we can move or we can build. And so we decided we're just going to take this opportunity now. So we decided to take the opportunity. We figured it was now, or it was going to be, you know, maybe 5 or 10 years, who knows? But now we had the resources. We had a buyer for our land. Our neighbor took our chickens. Another neighbor said that they were going to come watch our garden. Our cats went to a friend. So everybody is taken care of, in case you were wondering. One person, I had said something on Instagram and they were like, you didn't mention anything about your cats. And so, but I have done a video here and I've shown a lot of pictures of us in a very foresty area. And I think like 1 or 2 people have said something like, you know, where are you kind of thing. But so we packed all of our stuff in a big old trailer and we drove through Canada. We were able to get through the border. We weren't really sure if they were going to allow us through because of COVID. They're deemed, you know, certain people essential or not. Well, they deemed us essential, thankfully, because they could have very well turned us away just because they could. But we followed all the rules and everything in order to get through. And we like booked it through Canada. It was like 3 days and we just went. So anyway, we are off grid where we went from 40 acres to 5 acres, but we have state land, public land on 2 sides of us. So we did get a property with a little cabin on it. This cabin is almost about the same size as our RV. It's not bigger, but it like looks bigger, but it's just kind of like a shift of space basically. And it has a loft. I'll show you guys. The kids are here. And of course we brought our 2 dogs and that was all that we took with us. But it is rebuilding our homestead, but it's a lifelong dream of ours. This is summer at the time of making this, so we'll see how the winter goes, but we're trying our best to get ready for it. And we'll have lots of videos about Alaska life, getting ready for winter, and a whole bunch of stuff going on. We also have an outhouse. We brought our composting toilet. It's over there. We haven't got it installed yet. We also have a shed and like a little area for our wood. We need to fill that whole thing with wood. And then we brought the kids' playhouse. It's like a little house in the woods. It's so cool. I think it's neat. But this was actually built like many years ago. And then somebody came and bought it. And then they only kept it for like a very short time. It's raining off and on right now. When we first got here, it was raining like nonstop for like the week that we got here. And we realized some harsh things pretty quickly. First of all, we can't get our truck back here. So even if we did decide to keep the RV, which we sold the RV, but even if we did decide to keep it, we couldn't have gotten it back to our property. We can't even get our truck back to the property. We have an Argo in which we use to get to our property. It is not accessible by vehicles. It's about a mile and a half from where we park our vehicle down to get to our property. So, which is fine by us, but nobody ever explicitly told us that. So we had a couple of rude awakenings. Luckily, we've had some amazing neighbors. Not some, all of our neighbors have been super awesome. They've been so helpful and welcoming and just wonderful. I'm actually going to get the camera just a little bit under under here. Okay, so yeah, everyone's been really, really awesome. We couldn't ask for a better place, honestly. And anyway, I just wanted to announce that. Of course, you know, I will have more videos relating to Alaska, but you know, I understand that if the people who came to follow me because of my desert preparedness, I will actually have a book coming out that talks about desert homesteading and stuff like that. You know, I've been living in the desert and, you know, preparedness and stuff like that in desert environments for over 10 years. So I'm pretty familiar with it and homesteading and stuff like that. So I definitely want to get information still out there about the desert. And again, I understand if you guys are, you know, followed me for desert tips and things like that, and now I'm not going to be in the desert anymore and you want to unfollow or unsubscribe, I totally get that. But I do hope that you'll still follow along because I'll still have lots of preparedness videos. This isn't going to change anything with the preparedness videos or anything like that. It's just I'm also going to be, you know, releasing Alaska life and rebuilding a homestead here in Alaska. Thank you all so much for watching. We're so excited to be here. It's been a whirlwind. We've been here at the time of making this video almost a month now, just trying to get everything settled and get our life back on track here. I'll show you guys more. Really? The shining over here. I love the desert and I love our homestead that we built there. We built a lot on that homestead and I'll always miss it and always have really fond memories. And, you know, it's always that kind of like, you know, did we do the right thing? But Alaska has been a lifelong dream of ours. And when an opportunity arises and you have the means and resources to do it, I always say, just do it because life is short. And while I'll always remember the desert, we can always return to the desert, you know. It's not like we're never going to visit anywhere ever again, but you know, we built something fantastic and I'll always cherish what we did in the desert and I'll always love the desert, I'll always have my heart. But this is definitely off-grid living, a little bit different than the desert, as I have been told multiple times and as I said when we first bought the property, from one extreme to the other. So it should be a very interesting experience and ride. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.